welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to make 2 breakfast casseroles. I decided that we would just do some breakfast casseroles for dinner tonight. So that's what we're gonna make. This first one is a hash brown breakfast casserole. I think I've made it before, but I can't remember. But we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna do that first. It's going to require 10 eggs. And you need to preheat your oven to 350 degrees, spray you a 9x13 pan, and put your potato cakes in the bottom. That's what we're going to be using. You probably could use regular hash browns if you would like. So these are going to be sitting in here. Well, I just showed you a while ago, just like this. You can cut that one if you want, but I just overlapped it. It's not that big a deal. Alright, so let's get started. I went ahead and sprayed my pan, put my potato cakes in there, set that aside, preheated the oven. So now we're going to work on our egg mixture. So you're going to need 10 eggs. I'll go ahead and put those in here. Go ahead and make our mess. That's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay. Alright, so this is going to go pretty quickly if I don't forget anything. I'm going to go ahead and put some minced onion in here. I'm just going to do some dried minced onion. You can do a shallot if you prefer. That's what the recipe calls for. But I'm just going to do about a teaspoon of dry minced onion. You can also do fresh onion, just chop it up really finely. We need our milk, which is about 3/4 of a cup. And in there. Our cheeses. So recipe calls for cheddar and Gruyere cheese. I could not find Gruyere cheese, so I'm going to put Gouda in here. And you're going to need about 4 ounces of that, and about 3 ounces of the cheddar. And then I'm going to also reserve some of the cheese, which I have plenty, for the top of the casserole. So don't forget that. You need to reserve some of it. So I'm doing this a lot. I'm having to do this out of order because the recipe is a screenshot. So it's real hard to know what to add next. 8 to 10 pieces of bacon is what the recipe calls for, but I'm just going to put in some bacon pieces. Real bacon pieces, that way I don't have to worry about dirtying up another pan or anything like that. Or taking the time to do it. This is a lot faster. And you're going to need enough for about 8 to 10 pieces of bacon. So about half a cup or so, or maybe 1/3 of a cup, depending on how much you want to put in. Alright. I'm just going to mix all this together. Okay, the only thing left to do is add our spices, our seasonings. Let's stop real quick and get that. You're going to need a sprinkle of nutmeg, if I can get it open. Okay, just a sprinkle. We're gonna add some garlic powder. And just a little bit of cayenne. And you can do more if you prefer it. All right, and a little bit of salt. Okay. All right, let's finish mixing this together. All right, this is it. Pretty simple. All right. Now, do not defrost these potato cakes. You need to put them in here frozen. You're gonna put all that in there, all of that egg goodness in there. And some of the cheddar, sprinkle on top. And you can put as much as you want to on top, reserve some out of the, out of the recipe if you prefer. Just what, however you want to do it. And what you reserve is up to you as well. Half a cup is a good start. So if you don't want to do that, just get some extra. Okay, and we're going to cover this with foil. And you're going to cook it for about 20 minutes. You're going to cook it, cover with foil, cook it for 20 minutes, remove the foil, and cook an additional 25 minutes until the eggs are cooked and the cheese is melted. So 20 minutes covered, 25 minutes uncovered until it's finished. 350 degree oven. All right, let's get the next one ready. Okay, y'all. So our next recipe is a biscuits and gravy casserole. This one's pretty easy. You will run across many of them out there where you make your own gravy. This one is using canned gravy. So this is like perfect for those mornings where you just don't have time for that. And it takes very little ingredients. Hopefully I won't get any shell in this. So first thing that I did was, you could see it at the top of the screen there. 1 16-ounce can of Grand's biscuits, and I cut each biscuit into 8 pieces, and I put them in a spray 9x13 pan. And now I'm cracking my eggs, 6 eggs, and a 1/2 cup of milk in here, in a bowl. Some salt, pepper, get a fork so I can do this. You can use a fork or a whisk, either one. Okay. Now, before we put anything on these biscuits, we're going to put just a little sprinkling of the cheddar on here, about 1/4 of a cup. And the recipe calls for white cheddar, but you can use regular. I mean, I've done that. It's just up to you. All right. You're gonna pour the milk, the egg and milk mixture. Finally got it out. Over the top of the biscuits and the cheese. And now we're gonna take the 2 cans of gravy, and I'm just using country sausage gravy. Here in the South, we call it white sausage gravy. You're gonna need 2 cans. And you're just going to put a plop of it here and a plop of it there. Okay, so 1. And then we'll spread it out as soon as I get it all out there. Can. Okay, so now that we dolloped it everywhere, we can kind of spread it out a little bit. Don't stir and combine, just kind of spread it out. It'll all work out. Okay. Set that aside. And then we're going to do another 3/4 of a cup of cheese on top. And that should do it. And we're going to bake this for 35 to 45 minutes until the eggs are set and the cheese is starting to brown. And then we're going to let it sit before we scoop into it. You want to let it sit just a little bit. All right. Last bit of cheese. 35 to 45 minutes, 350-degree oven. All right, I'll see you back here when both of those casseroles are finished. Okay, y'all, so this is the finished product. We got both of these finished. Had to let the gravy one cook a little longer just because it's so much liquid, and trying to make sure that the biscuits got done underneath. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let these sit and rest for a few minutes, especially this one, because it needs to rest about 10 minutes or so before you cut into it. But they did perfect. I believe I've made them both before. I couldn't remember. I just make so many recipes. Sometimes I just forget what I've done, and sometimes I repeat them on purpose because they're just so good. But really quick, really easy, dump and go, one bowl type recipes. Perfect for any kind of, you know, holiday breakfast or anything like that that you got going on, or even a potluck, you know, where you have to go and make breakfast foods or something like that. It'd be perfect for that. But we even have them for lunch sometimes, and this is going to be dinner, so we have it any time of the day. We don't care. But easy, perfect for the budget, and definitely we'll make these again. Make sure you like and subscribe. I'll see you next time.